Hello everyone, I'm Ziyu from Fuzhou University. Today, it's my honor to present our work. This talk is about CDN security. This is a joint work by Fuzhou University, Sichuan University, and Tsinghua University. Let's start with background. DDoS attack traffic has increased by 200% in the past year. DDoS attack cause website reputation and monetary loss. Therefore, more and more websites are seeking DDoS protection. CDN is a premium choice for DDoS protection. CDN's global network can absorb attacks of any size and stop them before they ever reach your origin server. The CDN-protected website cannot be easily DDoSed. In fact, 61.86% of Alex top 10,000 websites are deployed behind a CDN. But here, I have a question. Are CDN-protected websites are really safe from DDoS attacks? Let's take a look at how a CDN works. When a client sends a request, it's directed to a CDN server first, and then CDN forwards it to the origin server. In this scenario, an end-to-end connection between the client and origin is broken into the client CDN and CDN origin connections. So CDN can absorb the DDoS traffic. Therefore, traditional DDoS attacks are effective against CDN-protected websites. The attacker can only expose CDN to launch the DDoS attack directly on the origin server. So we try to look for vulnerabilities in CDN back-to-origin strategies. So let's see what is the back-to-origin strategies. CDN have designed a series of strategies to improve web access and compatibility. These strategies can be divided into two categories. The first category is that the CDN modifies HTTP request and response to reduce client traffic and improve compatibility with wireless websites. The second category is that the CDN improves the cache hit rates to reduce the burden on the origin server and speed up the response. For example, if a client sends an HTTP request, CDN receives a request and finds it has hit a cache, and then CDN responds directly. After systematically exploring these strategies, we find that exploiting these strategies can launch 4 attacks: image optimization attack, request modification attack, method conversion attack, and connection decoupling attack. In this presentation, we only talk about the first 3 attacks. We evaluate these attacks on 14 leading CDN verticals. Let's see the image optimization attack. Multiple format and high-resolution images are becoming more and more used in web pages. But this large-sized images greatly delay web access. So CDN verticals design a series of strategies for optimizing the transmission of these images. Image optimization can be divided into 2 categories. The first involves format conversion to support clients that only accept some specific formats. The second category is image copying. CDN copies the image to the client's requirement, reducing client's traffic. However, CDN verticals do not impose limitation on the parameter of image optimization strategies. In extreme cases, an attacker can request the CDN to copy an image to a single pixel, which can cause a huge difference in traffic consumption between the client CDN and CDN origin connections. So the attacker can exploit it to launch an amplification attack. Let's see how to launch this attack. CDN adopts the queries parameter to handle the image optimization request. The attacker can send an image optimization request to retrieve a single pixel from the CDN. When CDN receives a request with image optimization parameters, it fetches the original image from the origin server. Then CDN copies the image accordingly and return the single pixel to the attacker. This image optimization request cause a significant difference in traffic consumption in attacker CDN and CDN origin connections. Therefore, the attacker can bypass CDN's caching and keeping sending this request to CDN and exhausted the origin server's bandwidth. We evaluate this attack in two scenarios: image format conversion and image copying. For image format conversion, we convert this format to WebP format. The highest amplification factor can reach up to 1011. For image copying, the amplification factor increased with image resolution. You can see the figure. For 720p image, the factor can reach up 1628. If the image resolution is 4K, the factor can reach up to 39,000. Let's see the next attack, request modification attack. To meet practical business needs, such as passing client IP to the origin server or handle file location changes in the origin, CDN need to add an HTTP header or rewrite the URL when forwarding requests. This feature provides a great deal of convenience to customers, but the CDN does not impose a limitation on the size of the modified HTTP request. We found that the attacker can explore these strategies to launch amplification attacks. Let's see how to launch the request modification attack. Step 1, attacker deploy victim's website on the CDN. Step 2, attacker configure the request modification strategy to rewrite the short URL to a long URL and add numerous HTTP headers. Step 3, attacker sends a lot of HTTP requests. Then the CDN modifies this request to large requests when forwarding to the origin. Finally, the origin server span is exhausted. We evaluated the limitation on the request modification on 12 CDN windows. You can see the table. The amplification factor increased with the URL size and HTTP header size and number. In the best case, the CDN can add multiple 2 MB HTTP header to the forwarding request and modify the 1 byte URL to 5 kilobytes. The amplification factor can reach up to 93,000. Let's see the third attack. The head request does not return the body of the response, only responds to the HTTP header. Usually, when a client downloads a large file, it sends a head request to get a content length first, and then sends a GET request to download it later. Therefore, CDN converts the head request into GET request to optimize cache hit rates and speed up the response. However, these strategies can cause a significant difference in traffic consumption between two connections. So attacker can exploit it to launch amplification attacks. Let's see how to launch this attack. The attacker sends many head requests to CDN. When CDN receives this head request, it will think your next request will be a GET request. So it converts the head request to GET request. The original server responds to the HTTP header and body, but the attacker only receives the HTTP header. Therefore, an attacker can utilize a small bandwidth to exhaust the origin server's bandwidth. We evaluated the factor on the A vulnerable CDNs. The amplification factor of the attack increased with the size of target resource. You can see the right figure. So as long as the target resource is bigger, the factor will be greater. You can see from the left table. For 1 megabit file, the amplification factor can be 2,106. If a file size is 25 megabits, the factor can reach up to 53,000. We also do a real-world evaluation. We conduct a demonstrated attack to evaluate BTOM's attack damage to bandwidth. The origin server's bandwidth is 1,000 megabits. As shown in the figure, during the attack, when concurrent requests reached, the origin server's bandwidth was exhausted completely, but CDN with no alert under the default configuration. Our attack exhausts GB level bandwidth with KB level bandwidth. The attacker only needs a laptop can launch this attack. Let's discuss the mitigation. To mitigate these attacks, we propose the mitigation in 4 ways. First, limit the parameter in the back-to-origin strategy to prevent the traffic consumption gap between 2 connections. Number 2, add domain verification of the origin server to prevent malicious attacker can abuse CDN to attack any third-party websites. Number 3, follow RFC standards and forward head requests directly. Number 4, synchronize the client CDN and CDN origin connections. The CDN can maintain the CDN origin connection, but if the client does not reconnect it after a few seconds, the CDN should cut off the connection. We have reported all our findings to affected vendors. Finally, 12 CDN vendors currently received our report. 11 CDN vendors acknowledged our report, and 5 CDN vendors fixed our vulnerabilities. And Alibaba recognized our contribution and give us $200 rewards. We think other CDN vendors could also be affected. Thank you for listening. Any questions?